So, good evening, students. Today on 22nd November 2023, we are having our regular group discussion session on the platform of Sambodhi Career Academy. And today's session and today's topic that is allocated to Utkarsha Dhongde from Nagpur. She is our student from for regular UPSC civil services preparation batch, and almost she is well prepared for the upcoming examination of 2024, and I'm sure that she will crack this tough nut. Okay, as few other students are also well prepared. So now, without wasting time, we are starting this group discussion, which is our regular weekly program as a personality enrichment for the interview purpose, and also this will definitely help you to write your answers at the mains level, right? So, Utkarsha, over to you, and you can start your discussion. And other students, they can also participate at the conclusion time, right? So, Utkarsha, you can start your program. Thank you.
Yes, sir. First of all, I would like to thank Mangesh sir for giving me this opportunity to present my views on Vienna Convention for Diplomatic Relations. So, good evening, aspirants. I hope you are doing well. So, my topic for today is Vienna Convention for Diplomatic Relations, which is a topic in international relations. So, let's first understand what basically is international relations. So we are all familiar with the concept of Atmanirbhar. It is a very famous concept and is one of the key features of the India's foreign policy. But the reality of international relation is that the nation states or the countries are interdependent on each other. Like uh, in इंडिया के पास सारे रिसोर्सेज नहीं है, इंडिया के पास ऑयल नहीं है जो वो गल्फ कंट्रीज से इंपोर्ट करता है. And similarly, Gulf countries import textiles, clothing, chemicals, and especially spices and etc. from India. So international relations is a process and process of interaction between nation states and all movements of people, goods, and ideas across the national frontiers. मतलब उसमें ट्रेड रिलेशंस आ गए, डिफेंस रिलेशंस आ गए, पीपल कनेक्ट आ गया, देन इकोनॉमिक रिलेशंस आ गए, एक्सेट्रा. So in international relations, nation states are the primary or key actors. So let me explain what nation states are. Uh, in Greek, there are very small states, so that's why they are called nation states. And in international relation, countries are referred as nation states. So जो भी interaction होता है नेशन स्टेट्स में, वो होता है उनके फॉरेन पॉलिसी के थ्रू. हर एक नेशन स्टेट की उनकी अपनी फॉरेन पॉलिसी होती है, which represent the ideas, beliefs, aims, and goals of their respective nations. So in international relations, there are two schools. First is idealism, and second is realism. So idealists believe that relations can exist without any war or conflict, but the reality is, which is according to realists, that the interaction between the nation states lead to conflict between the states because of so many reasons like difference of opinions, resources, opportunity, beliefs, and political system of government they are having, like parliamentary, presidential, monarchy, aristocracy, etc. This means that there is a constant existence of conflict among the nation states, but it doesn't mean that we will not interact with each other, because we can't be always independent. We are interdependent on each other. So the realists have given some of the solutions for this. So we will not go into that right now. So the main objective of the nation state is protecting and promoting their national interest. You can see here in second point that national interest is the objective of international relations. कोई भी country हो, सबसे पहले अपने country का interest देखेगी, because existence of the countries is very important in international relations. And in order to safeguard and promote its natural interest, there exists a constant struggle to acquire power. Like here, power as the means and as well as ends. In international relations, nations जो है वो हमेशा power का use करते हैं and हमेशा अपनी power को बढ़ाते रहते हैं. Like we have seen in Cold War that there were two blocks, USA and USSR. They were constantly using their power to increase their power. Okay. So here are some basic, not principal, basic concepts of international relations, that nations are the primary actor in international relations. National interest is the objective, and power is the means to achieve those national interests. And power is not only the means, but it is end as well, and interaction through foreign policy. So I hope that's clear. Now let's discuss about what VCDR means. So VCDR stands for Vienna Convention of Diplomatic Relations. Basically, VCDR is a set of rules or framework for diplomatic relations between two nation states, like how the diplomatic relations should be, how they should take place, and how to resolve the issues arising in diplomatic relations between the nation states, or what amenities should be provided to the diplomats living in the receiving countries. So I will explain receiving countries later. मतलब जो कंट्रीज में डिप्लोमेट्स हमने अपॉइंट किए हैं वो उनको जो एम्यूनिटीज प्रोवाइड करते हैं वो क्या क्या होती है, कैसी कैसी होती है एंड ऑल. So as you can see, it was adopted in 1961 by the United Nations Conference on Diplomatic Intercourse and Immunities held in Vienna, Austria, and it came into force in 1964. And currently, 192 countries have ratified this convention, except Polo and South Sudan. India accepted the Vienna Convention of Diplomatic Relations in 1965. India enacted the Diplomatic Relation Vienna Convention Act 1972 to give effect to this Vienna Convention. Okay, so the main aim of VCDR is to develop friendly relation among the nation state by basically avoiding war and resolving the other conflicts which arises because of lot of factors that we have discussed earlier. So वियना कन्वेंशन में कुछ रूल्स और रेगुलेशंस दिए हैं जो होस्ट कंट्री और रिसीविंग कंट्रीज फॉलो करते हैं. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, व्हाट इज अ होस्ट कंट्री एंड अ रिसीविंग कंट्री? सो होस्ट, लाइक अभी एग्जांपल ले लेते हैं. there is India and Canada. So Canada is sending diplomats to India. It means that Canada is the host country and India is the receiving country. Okay. And VCDR, जो diplomats, VCDR also grant privileges to the diplomats so they can perform their diplomatic duties well. मतलब VCDR, लाइक कनाडा अगर अपने डिप्लोमेट्स को भेज रहा है तो VCDR उनको कुछ एम्यूनिटीज, कुछ प्रिविलेजेस ग्रांट करता है ताकि वो अपनी ड्यूटी सही से कर सके. सो विच इज बेसिकली नोन एज डिप्लोमेटिक इम्यूनिटी. So let's discuss what is diplomatic immunity. Okay, so diplomatic immunity is very simple, that VCDR के थ्रू जो डिप्लोमेट्स को जो प्रिविलेजेस और पावर्स मिली हैं, बस वो इतना ही है, उसमें और कुछ नहीं है. सो उनको कुछ स्पेशल राइट्स दिए जाते हैं. Diplomatic immunity gives diplomats special rights in the country where they are working. That means in the receiving country. We can see that diplomatic immunity is in existence from the ancient time. So everyone knows about Ramayana, the Indian epic. तो उसमें हनुमान जी, if हम इंटरनेशनल रिलेशंस के नजरिए से देखें तो हनुमान जी गए थे रावण के पास श्रीलंका. So he was an Indian diplomat which was sent by the protagonist Ram to the Sri Lanka, and there he was provided with the diplomatic immunities from capital punishment. Whatever Hanumanji did there, I don't know. So he was protected from the capital punishment. And even in Arthashastra of Chanakya, the concept of diplomatic immunities is mentioned. So under diplomatic immunities, diplomats cannot be arrested or do not have to pay tax during their work in the host country. मतलब उन पे ना ही टैक्स लगेगा और ना ही उनको अरेस्ट किया जा सकता है, सो दैट दे कैन परफॉर्म देयर डिप्लोमेटिक वर्क और ड्यूटी प्रॉपरली. And breaches of this diplomatic immunity can affect the, obviously it will affect the diplomats and can deteriorate relations between the receiving and the host country. For example, अभी recent में हम देख रहे हैं कि कैसे इंडिया और कनाडा के इस वॉर नहीं बट डिप्लोमेटिक रिलेशंस, डिप्लोमेटिक इम्यूनिटीज अफेक्ट हुए डिप्लोमेट्स की, इसलिए उनके ट्रेड रिलेशंस थोड़े ऊपर नीचे हो गए. एंड इसका एग्जाम्पल भी हमें एंशियंट इंडिया में मिलता है, that we can see the arrest and ill treatment of the envoy of Raja Chola by the king of Pulakeshkara dynasty led to the naval Kandalur war in 1994 AD. So if ये जो डिप्लोमेटिक इम्यूनिटीज है ये ब्रीच होती है या इनका उल्लंघन होता है तो उसके रिपरकशंस हमें देखने मिल सकते हैं. So basically, VCDR legally codified the concept of diplomatic immunity. I hope you guys really understand. And according here, you can see the VCDR Article 29 states that the person of a diplomatic agent shall be inviolable. He or she shall not be liable to any form of arrest or detention. The receiving or host state shall treat him with due respect and shall take all appropriate steps to prevent any attack on his person, freedom and dignity. इसका बेसिक मतलब ये होता है कि जो डिप्लोमेटिक इम्यूनिटी जो वीसीडीआर के थ्रू डिप्लोमेट्स को प्रोवाइड की है वो इनवॉयलेबल है, मतलब उनको वॉयलेट नहीं किया जा सकता. एंड इफ violated, it will affect the diplomats and relations between the host and receiving states. So here is a flow chart that what is the issue between India and Canada. So first is Canada's PM alleged India in killing of pro-Khalistani leader Harjit Singh Nijjar without any evidence uh, backed by it, back to it. So कनाडा के पीएम में वो भी ऐसे ही नहीं, in their parliament which is an important place, legislation. So it is a very big deal that he announced in the parliament and alleged India that that India killed the pro-Khalistani leader Harjit Singh Nijjar. But India, obviously, it was not backed by any evidence, so India dismissed this Trudeau's assertion as absurd. Then India, due to this, India suspended issuing new visas for Canadian nationals and asked Ottawa to reduce its diplomatic presence in India. This is where the issue arises. Okay, and the last is India suspend issuing new visas for Canadian nationals. Okay, it's same. Sorry, it's same. So अभी रिसेंटली इंडिया ने रिन्यू कर दी है ये वीजास के लिए. Let's see first of all see what Canada stands on the issue. So Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau on Sunday again repeated the claim that they had reached out to India in connection with the pro-Khalistani terrorist Hardeep Singh Nijjar. पहले तो कनाडा ने इंडिया पर ब्लेम किया विदाउट एनी एविडेंस एंड सेकंड Canada said that India had violated the rules of VCDR by telling Canada to call their 41 diplomats back. So here is Canada's PM statement. He said, think about it from our perspective. We have serious reasons to believe that agents of the government of India could have been involved in the killing of Canadian citizen on Canadian soil, but they haven't presented any evidence yet. And India's response is to kick out a whole bunch of Canadian diplomats by violating their rights under the Vienna Convention. This is of concern to the countries around the world. He added, Canada will unequivocally always stand up for the rule of law. So this is what Canada believes. Let's see what India stands. So UK and US backed Canada, stating that diplomats are required to be on the ground of resolve differences. So UK and Canada and US are a part of Five Eyes Intelligence Sharing Alliance, which also includes Australia and New Zealand. So Australia and New Zealand, so obviously they are supporting Canada. Uh, hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Yes. Where was I? हाँ. तो इंडिया का रिस्पॉन्स ये था कि इंडिया ने कोई इलीगली ये जो 41 डिप्लोमेट्स वापस भेजे वो कोई इलीगली नहीं किया है. It can be seen in the Article 11 of the VCDR that states, in the absence of specific agreement so as to the size of the mission, the receiving state may require that the size of a mission be kept within limits considered by it to be reasonable and normal, having regard to circumstances and conditions in the receiving states and to the needs of the particular mission. तो इसका मतलब ये है कि दोनों कंट्रीज, रिसीविंग और होस्ट कंट्रीज ने कोई ऐसा पर्टिकुलर साइज नहीं डिसाइड किया है कि हमारे कंट्री के इतने इतने डिप्लोमेट्स आपकी कंट्री में रहेंगे और मतलब और वाइस वर्सा. सो दे कैन चेंज द साइज एज पर देयर रिक्वायरमेंट. कनाडा कनाडा में इंडियन डिप्लोमेट्स की संख्या है कुछ 20 एंड इंडिया में कैनेडियन डिप्लोमेट्स की संख्या थी 61. दैट्स व्हाई इंडिया वांटेड अ बैलेंस बिटवीन दिस. इसलिए इंडिया ने स्टेप उठाया ताकि वो 41 डिप्लोमेट्स को वापस भेज सके. सो देयर विल बी अ बैलेंस. And also, Article 9 of the Convention state that the receiving state or the host country at any time and without having to explain its decision, notify the sending state that the head of the mission or any member of diplomatic staff of the mission is persona non grata or unwelcome. आर्टिकल 9 ये बोलता है कि if कुछ प्रॉब्लम अराइज होती है तो जो रिसीविंग स्टेट है वो होस्ट कंट्री को विदाउट एन एक्सप्लेनेशन ये बता सकता है कि हम कुछ डिप्लोमेट्स को वापस भेज रहे हैं. So the basic question is India's decision right? So जैसे कनाडा ने इंडिया पे इल्जाम लगाए हैं कि इंडिया ने VCDR को वायलेट किया है, बट VCDR has acted according to the rules and regulations of the India has acted according to the rules and regulations of the VCDR. आर्टिकल 11 तो हम पढ़ चुके हैं. आर्टिकल 11 तो हम पढ़ चुके हैं कि दोनों स्टेट्स के बीच में अग्रीमेंट नहीं हुआ है कि क्या साइज होगा डिप्लोमेट्स का. सो दे कैन चेंज. नाउ द आर्टिकल 41 says Article 41 of VCDR says that person enjoying diplomatic privileges and immunities are obliged not to interfere in the international affairs of the receiving state. So VCDR का आर्टिकल 41 ये बोलता है कि जो डिप्लोमेट्स भेजे गए हैं उनको रिसीविंग स्टेट के इंटरनेशनल अफेयर्स में दखल अंदाजी नहीं देनी है. लेकिन कैनेडियन डिप्लोमेट्स है इंडिया में, सो कैनेडियन डिप्लोमेट्स कैन नॉट इंटरफेयर इन इंडिया इंटरनेशनल रिलेशंस. सो दिस as the this if Canadian diplomats, according to a report released by Ministry of External Affairs, Canadian diplomats were interfering in India's international relation and it is breach of VCDR by Canada. So उनकी गलती है, वो हम पे इल्जाम लगा रहे हैं. So उल्टा. Along with this, it should be noted that Section 4 of the Diplomatic Relations Act 1972, which India enacted to give effect to VCDR, empowered the central government to restrict the diplomatic immunities and privilege of the diplomat that breaches the rules of VCDR. Okay, so what India have done can be morally, if that really means मतलब सिर्फ जैसे वो तैसा करने के लिए कोई बदला नहीं लिया है, तो India is legally it is right. And in international relation, main objective is to safeguard its national interest. Realist theory of international relation, as I have told, that the moral principle of the states do not determine policies and action of the state. The most important is international relations. Realism believes that states are not expected to observe the same standards of morality as are binding upon individuals. लाइक स्टेट में जो भी मॉरल प्रिंसिपल्स चलते हैं वो इंटरनेशनल रिलेशंस में यूज नहीं हो सकते. बेसिकली रियलिस्ट ये बिलीव करते हैं. सो नाउ रिसेंट डेवलपमेंट ये हुई है कि इंडिया हैज resumed e-visa services for Canadian national. It had restored visa services in some categories including entry visa, business visa, medical visa, and conference visa. And the latest move is being seen as a step toward de-escalation by New Delhi after India had asked Ottawa to reduce its diplomatic presence in India following the diplomatic spat. So this was my PPT. I hope you guys understand what VCDR means. Do anyone have any questions?
I had a question. Could you please explain the concept of host
Hello.
country and receiving country again?
Okay, okay. So,
हाँ एक उत्कर्षा,
oh,
you
sir.
just you have explained nicely, right? But in few words you explain the basic concept of this topic, and what is the idea behind this Vienna Convention in 2 to 3 minutes? Means essence of the topic for
Okay,
the
okay,
better
sir.
understanding, because somehow few students are not at all aware about this thing. So in as a essence of the topic, okay, just in 2 to 3 minutes, okay, and later on we can have questions, right? Or the rest of the students, they can take initiative and they can mention their views also, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
So I will answer later on. So as sir said, what is Vienna Convention for Diplomatic Relations? तो वियना कन्वेंशन फॉर डिप्लोमेटिक रिलेशन सिर्फ ये है कि इंटरनेशनल सोसाइटी में हमें मतलब नेशन स्टेट्स को एक दूसरे के साथ कैसे इंटरैक्ट करना चाहिए, उसके अकॉर्डिंग उसके लिए वियना कन्वेंशन में कुछ रूल्स और रेगुलेशंस दिए हैं. एंड वो तो आपको पता ही है कि कब हुआ था. ऑस्ट्रिया में वियना में जो यूनाइटेड नेशन कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑफ डिप्लोमेटिक इंटरकोर्स एंड इम्यूनिटीज हुआ था, उसमें they decided to adapt this Vienna Convention so that diplomatic relations अच्छे से बने रहे. जो मेन एम है डिप्लोमेटिक रिलेशंस का वियना कन्वेंशन का, ताकि जो फ्रेंडली रिलेशंस है वो बना रहे और डेवलपमेंट हो सके. बिकॉज आजकल रिसेंट टाइम में डिफरेंस ऑफ ओपिनियंस की वजह से एंड बहुत सारे चीजों की वजह से देर आर conflicts arising, like border conflict between China and India, and now recent India and Canada. So it is very important for us to think in a progressive way so that we can first of all the main objective of diplomatic relation is to ensure that the World War III don't take place. So that's why Vienna Convention was designed. एंड डिप्लोमेटिक इम्यूनिटीज यानी वियना कन्वेंशन में कुछ जो डिप्लोमेट्स जो भेजे गए उसमें, और जो डिप्लोमेट्स वर्क करते हैं उनके लिए कुछ राइट्स और प्रोविजंस दिए सो दैट दे कैन वर्क डिप्लोमेटिकली वेल. बस इतना ही है और कुछ है नहीं. हो गया सर, थैंक यू.
Yes. So that is important. So anybody who can put more light, or who want to share some views with respect to this topic, or any example you can highlight with respect to relationship between different states, like different countries, as per the directions of the Vienna Convention. So she has already mentioned the recent dispute between India and the Canada, or on many occasions we can see we have two very important regular issues between China, India, Okay, then India, Pakistan, etc., etc. So if anybody is having more information, then you can add your information to this discussion. Over to all
Sir,
students.
before that, should I resolve that doubt Rini had?
Yeah.
Yes, you were asking what is the concept of host country and receiving country. So इंडिया ने कुछ डिप्लोमेट्स कनाडा में भेजे काम करने के लिए, इसका मतलब जो इंडियन डिप्लोमेट्स था उनका होस्ट हुआ इंडिया, एंड जो रिसीविंग यानी जो उनको काम करने के लिए एक प्लेटफॉर्म दे रहा है वो हुआ कनाडा. सो इंडिया इज द होस्ट कंट्री एंड कनाडा इज द रिसीविंग कंट्री. सो एंड वाइस वर्सा, जो कैनेडियन डिप्लोमेट जो इंडिया में काम कर रहे हैं कनाडा के लिए, तो वो होस्ट कंट्री हुआ, और वो जहाँ काम कर रहे हैं इंडिया में वो हुआ रिसीविंग कंट्री.
This
But
is
isn't
yeah.
host country and receiving country the same concept, and sending country is a different thing?
लाइक होस्ट मतलब ओन करना ना, or you can call it sending country, it's all right.
Yeah,
But
but no. The thing is that you've been mentioning that host country was Canada and receiving country was India. That the diplomats and Canada has been sending to India. So India was the receiving country and Canada was the host country. But when I was reading to the topic, receiving country and the host country concept is the same thing. So when Canada sends its diplomat to India, India is the receiving country or the host country, and Canada is the sending country.
okay, I got confused, sorry.
No, is the concept is same or different? Like Rini is mentioning that if Canadians are coming to India, so India is a host country, right? Rini, this is the question.
Yes, sir. No, while explaining the concept of host country and receiving country, Utkarsha said that if Canada sends its diplomats to India, then India is the receiving country and Canada is the host country. But
Okay.
actually, Canada is the sending country because it sends its diplomats to India, and India then becomes the host or receiving country.
So both the words are synonym.
Yes,
Same
yes,
word.
yes,
So the concept is same. Receiving and host is the same concept.
yes. It's the
Associ-
same concept.
Okay. Utkarsha?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
confusion झाला.
तर PPT मध्ये ते तिने properly mention केलं आहे host or receiving country, but while explaining it sometimes happens
Okay.
like
Right.
nervousness
No
तेवढी
issue.
असते.
No issue. Yeah. Any other question? See, all of students like, yeah, somebody is having, Aditya is having question. Yeah, Aditya.
सर ॲक्च्युली मला पॉइंट करायचं आहे की द एक्झाम्पल शी गेव फ्रॉम रामायण सो दॅट इज अन एक्झाम्पल ऑफ बॅड डिप्लोमॅसी नॉट गुड because Ravan sets his tail on fire and then Hanuman is like jumping around in Lanka and burning everything. So that's a very undesirable diplomatic situation, not a desirable one. Like you don't want that to happen. So like Vibhishan is explaining Ravan that it's his Raj Dharma to not harm a messenger, but then Ravan is supposed to be the egoistic person, and then he in his ahankar
Acha.
so he
Okay.
so like he doesn't follow the Raj Dharma. So that is like they're trying to contrast Ravan and Ram. So when Vibhishan is coming to Ram as Ravan's messenger, so then Ram treats him well. So that is an example of good diplomacy.
Okay. No, she mentioned with a different context, I think. She has mentioned.
They are mythological examples, and so we can't rely on them. It's just to explain the concept.
She like what was that context you mentioned that example?
Sir, यही कि हनुमान
protection,
capital punishment,
immunities.
diplomatic immunity.
Yeah, but my suggestion is that while explaining, you can give so many examples from the history, not from the epics.
Right.
Today there is a news in all newspapers, leading newspapers. The suggestion is given by NCRT, I think, head. Okay, so for the inclusion of this epics as a history. Okay, but these are epics. So, with respect to such kind of topics, you need to mention the realistic and the examples related to the actual history. So, we are having so many examples. So, one good example you have mentioned about the Cholas, no? Cholas.
Yes.
Yeah, Cholas. So, we are having so many examples. Anyway, the
There was
concept is
a
good.
Greek ambassador in his court, na Chandragupta's court.
Chandragupta Maurya's, yeah, Seleucus Nicator sent his Megasthenes. That is, Megasthenes. And then there are so many examples in history. And ultimately, international relation is not a new or the modern topic. We can mention so many examples right from the period of Maurya, Chandragupta Maurya's, Ashoka. Ashoka, to ultimately, so many things, so many examples are associated with the reign of Ashoka and afterwards also. Anyway, the main focus of this topic is that there are two things what I identified, that there should be good relations between the states and the states, that is different nations. There should be coordination, cooperation, confidence, support, etc. And the diplomats should get uh, proper security and immunities. So that is, I think, two highlighted points of this discussion. Okay, so this is important because most of the students, while reading topic Vienna Convention for Diplomatic Relations, so many of the students, they don't have idea. So the topic which you have chosen, so it was a really nice topic, and uh, 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 it clears some uh, concepts about the international relation. Now, anybody who is having any more question or any example you can share, other students? Yeah, Ripple, Ruchita, Sakshi, Sarvesh, Umang.
Sir, should I stop sharing? I'm done with my PPT. So
Yeah. You stop sharing. Yeah. आणि व्हिडिओज ऑन केले तर बरं होईल सगळ्यांनी. यावेळेस तुम्ही काय आहात ना सगळे व्यवस्थित? रात्रीचे 10 वाजतायत जवळपास. आमची ही पण ऐकते इंटरनॅशनल रिलेशन्स. आहात का जागे सगळे? आंतरराष्ट्रीय मुद्द्यावरती चर्चा करतोय आपण. आय होप एव्हरी स्टुडंट इज देअर. एकच प्रतीक जागा दिसतोय मला. प्रतीक, एनी क्वेश्चन?
No, sir.
रिम्पल?
No, sir. No question.
No question. Karsha, good. Umang, yeah. Shraddha, any value addition?
Hello.
Aryan? No value addition? Okay. चलो, तो sleeping time now, I think. घर वाले भी बोलते होंगे कि बोरकर सर ने क्या लगा दिया है, रात भर जगाते लड़कों को यूपीएससी के नाम पे. बट दिस इज, ये अच्छा है आप लोगों के लिए, वैल्यूएबल. काफी सारे चर्चाओं के बाद आई थिंक कि सी this is a stage to correct your mistakes also. Like Utkarsha is having a background of political science, but still during presentation, she committed a mistake, right? And Reni corrected her mistake. Okay. So this is like what ki you people means when you are appearing for the very difficult interviews of this nation like UPSC. So वहां पे आपको गलती नहीं करनी है. यहाँ पे गलती हो जाएंगी तो वो माफ है. वहां पे वो गलती माफ नहीं है. And that's why I am also giving my time. नहीं तो ऑल इंडिया में 10 बजे रात को कोई मेंटर्स या कोई कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूशन के लोग डायरेक्टर बैठते नहीं है स्टूडेंट्स के साथ ग्रुप डिस्कशन करते हुए. तो वी हैव क्रिएटेड दिस प्लेटफॉर्म सो दैट यू कुड करेक्ट योर मिस्टेक्स, है ना. हमें हमारे मिस्टेक्स से सीखना भी है और आगे बढ़ना है. सो दैट इज द मेन इम्पोर्टेंट ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ दिस डिस्कशन. And I am expecting that everybody would take the benefit of this discussion और इससे आपको बहुत फायदा होगा. ठीक है. So anyway, Utkarsha, we conclude this today's session. It was nice presentation. I will share PPT to all of you. You go through all the PPTs. और देखो अपने स्टूडेंट्स मेहनत काफी लेते हैं. सभी स्टूडेंट whatever presentation they are preparing, so you should go through those presentation. आप उस presentation को देखते जाइए, उसके कुछ notes निकालते जाइए क्योंकि वो सभी लोगों ने मेहनत करके किया है ना. तो उसका definitely आपको फायदा होगा. Okay, so good night to all of you and thanks Utkarsha for this nice efforts and nice presentation. और next जिस कोई student जिसे नेक्स्ट सेशन में ग्रुप डिस्कशन के लिए इनिशिएटिव लेना है, सो यू कम्युनिकेट योर टॉपिक विद इन 2 days, next 2 days फॉर द नेक्स्ट वीक. ओके, थैंक यू. गुड नाइट टू ऑल. थैंक यू वेरी मच.